Good evening, Shuffle Bus Riders. What's up? It's your boy Jesse. Excuse me. No Neil. He is not feeling well. Apparently, I'm going to die here. Trying to get everything up and running here, but for some reason my box is not working. So we'll do this for now, and then I can fix it. I can fix it on the fly, as they say. I hope you all are doing well tonight. What's going on, Nick? Welcome, welcome. More than most, welcome. Core, what's going on, man? How are you? We are getting ready to have a night, I guess. I don't know what all we're gonna do tonight because with Neil gone, I have no spoilers for you all, and we've got a game to cover. We do have a game to cover, which is cool. I am very excited about that. And we got Casey Kidd and who am I thinking of? Casey Kidd and Brandon, Upside Down. I had to think about that for a second. Man, I was doing good, and now all of a sudden not so good. All right. Hey, look at that. We got it. We got it, everybody. Although I got the wrong one. Here. There we go. Ooh, that's not the right one. There we go. Too many windows open. Too many windows open. So, yeah, you know, I got my boy Wolfstar Jin up. He gets me excited. I want to do fun things with him. Playing him in the Shuffle Bus right now because of it. But not having much success up to this point. We'll see how my match this week goes. How's everybody's Shuffle Bus going? Is having a good Shuffle Bus? Bad Shuffle Bus? What's the skinny on your Shuffle Bus experience right now? So, oh man. Y'all are quiet tonight. Yeah, I mean, did they give a spoiler on the stream? I watched the stream right up until about 10 minutes ago, and then I had to jump off to start up everything here. So I did not get to see the end of the stream. I know that the app was having some technical difficulties for Fletch and his partner there. You weren't able to commit to it, Greg. Yeah, I didn't think you were in it, but I mean, obviously Ryan, and he's going to play tonight. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to play in this EU time zone Solforge preview event. They haven't. I mean, unless I'm wrong, they haven't shown the US version of that yet, right? Like, we just have the last winter group EU1. And then they've got these. And so if I just do a find event and I go out through November, and I'll do any location and hit search, there's a bunch of stuff, obviously. There's like, I mean, a ton of different things going on here, which is cool. But there's the last winter EU1, but I don't see the US one. So unless I'm missing it, definitely would like to do that if they have the US version as well. Are you guys gonna play in this? Anybody thinking about it? Kind of looks like a good time. I'm really thinking about committing to it. It is a Sunday afternoon for me, which is kind of an awkward time to run something like that, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Can definitely definitely work out a Sunday to play for a couple of hours, generally speaking. Not every Sunday, of course, but this Sunday for sure. Or the 8th, I mean. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a quiet night. Yeah, it'll be October 8th at 1 p.m. Central. That's correct. Because it's currently scheduled. It's really cool. Like they must be doing some things to make this work better. Because you can see here it shows the time, which would be my time, October 8th at 1. And then if you go into the event, it shows the time at 7 p.m., which is the local time zone time, which is the 10 p.m. BST, whatever BST is, British Standard Time, I guess. Yeah, I'm leaving 2 weekends after that. Uh, I'm going to watch the Formula One race in Austin, Texas, and then I'll be gone the following weekend for a work conference. So Neil's going to have to hold down the fort a little bit without me, I think, the last week of October here. But I think the rest of the time I'll be on and streaming, providing I don't get sick. It seems like a lot of people are getting sick right now. Certainly going around. And I was feeling a little under the weather last week. Feeling a little better today. So I got to get with Joel, Tater Tot Eat a Lot. I have something for him from Gen Con still, of all things. It's been sitting in my office. I need to just meet up with him, but has been just kind of a crazy month and a half, really, since we got back from Gen Con. I've just been kind of running around like crazy, and then I had 2 different trips planned, so it just kind of was a tricky time. But I'm gonna try to get with Joel here in the next week or so. I will record that. I will upload it to our YouTube channel, so watch for that. It's coming soon. Um, we've got the last round of the digitized dust up going on right now. I'm going to be playing the 5th cycle, guys. That game will be recorded because it's not going to be played on live stream here tonight, and posted to our YouTube channel once we get done with the game. So should go up. Probably won't go up tomorrow night, but it'll probably go up Friday sometime, maybe Saturday at the latest. Don't hold me to that. I'm going to the Nebraska-Michigan game on Saturday, so I will be out of pocket for most of Saturday, just enjoying some tailgate and college football, which is one of my favorite things to do this time of year. So definitely looking forward to that. Are there any other college football fans in the chat? If so, you can be on our Discord and we can talk college football. I want to talk college football with folks. It's one of my favorite things to do. I actually do a secondary podcast with a former football player directly related to college football and athletics. So if that's something you like, cool. Let me know, and we can continue that conversation in our Discord. I also have to say no spoilers on Ahsoka. I just got started with it, and I am way behind, and I already know more than I'm happy with because people post stupid images on the web immediately, which is just unfortunate. Like you have to pretty much just like go complete media blackout on something like that. Fun fact is one of my good friends who I game with is one of the visual effects supervisors for Disney, and he got to work on Ahsoka. So it has been a tough few years to be a Husker fan, Brandon, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think there's a little hope in what we have. I don't have hope that we're going to win this game. I I mean, it's anything's possible, of course. Like that's why they play the game, but I think that Michigan's a strong favorite, and will show why they're the number 2 team and why Nebraska is still somewhere in the middle of the pack right now. But I do think that there's remarkable improvement across the board, even if our offense doesn't look as exciting. I think strategically, and I think fundamentally, they look better coached. And you know, I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who's a pretty big media person here in Nebraska. It covers a lot of Nebraska athletics, and you definitely know him if I said his name, but I'll keep his name out of it. He told me today that there's a lot to be excited about internally. And as far as the Jeff Sims controversy goes, I think Jeff Sims is not necessarily living up to Coach Rule's expectations. So I think it's Harbaugh's game at this point, and I think that it would take a lot for Sims to upset the Harbaugh train in general. Overall, I'm satisfied with Coach Rule. I'm happy with Tony White, who's the defensive coordinator. I think Marcus Satterfield is my big unknown. That's the offensive coordinator for Nebraska. So we'll see. We'll see if Satterfield can make a name for him. He has not actually done very well, statistically speaking, in his last 4 different coaching roles. So I'm not expecting high hopes, and we'll see how much Rule wants to hitch his wagon to Satterfield if things don't improve on the offensive side throughout the year. Although we are seeing some improvement, I think, in the running game for sure. Okay, we're about 15 minutes away from Casey Kidd and Brandon playing. When they're ready to go, we'll fire this puppy up and get things going. But what do y'all want to talk about? I mean, are you excited for the Kickstarter coming up here for Solforge? Are you, are you looking forward to more competitive play? Are you looking at taking a step back from competitive play? Like, I love to get kind of a pulse on the community and where everybody's sitting right now. Not everybody's here, obviously. Not everybody's going to be represented, but folks that are in chat, I'd love to know where you're sitting on things. Just out of curiosity. My wife is sending me stuff here. Do you guys, in your experience up to this point, those of you that have maybe played in a few more tournaments since the Rumble Spark change, do you think that it's having the desired effect? You're cautiously optimistic about the timeline of the app beta. Can you elaborate on the timeline, Carl? Maybe I missed an announcement somewhere. What is the timeline for the beta on the app? Is it which streamers have access? That's what I'm curious about. I actually don't know who's streaming Solforge. If there is streamers that are streaming Solforge, please let me know. I definitely want to follow their accounts. I want to stay in the loop on these things as much as I can. There's so much data that moves around on the Discord daily, and so if you're not really just like plugged in 100%, it's really hard to keep up. Newt says RSE feels better but still strong. Yeah, I mean, Newt, do you think? I mean, and I value your competitive opinion substantially. Do you think RSE is still the best thing you can be doing in Solforge, or what do you think is the best thing now in Solforge to be doing? Yeah, so I can confirm, Nate, that 100% the SBI will be a silver event. I have gotten confirmation back from Stoneblade on that. Once I create the event, which I'm going to be doing in the next few days, they will post it up. I'm trying to figure out how to make sure that nobody can sign up for it. That's the trick here. So that's the one thing I'm trying to get to before I get too deep into anything in particular. The other thing is that we'll continue this goal of competitive. Like, I'm really working on trying to get a sealed event set up for October. Waiting for Stoneblade on some logistics pieces. Lucas hopefully will get back to me in the next few days, and then if so, then we can, sort of unleash the chariots on that and make the announcement on the sealed event. I'm really aiming for it to be a set 2 sealed. I know everybody really wants set 2. I do have set 1 product, so I could make set 1 happen, but I think everybody really wants to play set 2 sealed, and that's what I want to get. I want to be a man that gives the people what they want. You guys streamed your worlds decks against each other post errata, and we are currently 1-1. Okay, So, and if I remember correctly, Nathis said uh, that was really a matchup that was favored more like 60% your favor. Obviously, 2 game sample size is too small to see if that still holds true. But if you continue that project, I'd love to know more about that from a results perspective. Um, so you think it's in line with Gurple, the green purple life gain? Is that specifically Gurple with Krogius cardboard, or uh is that like, I mean, Gurple's a pretty big swath of potential decks. I mean, there are kind of these like life gain stall decks. Obviously, we've seen the infinite combo uh, from More Than Most in this tournament. Um, so so you say it's 5% in his favor, so it's like 55. So it made a 5% rough difference, is what you're saying roughly here on the outcome. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the soft touch we need. Yeah, Gurple with Krogius. Yeah, I think that, obviously Krogius is very powerful, and I think at the end of the day, going back to my philosophy, which is again based rooted in a pretty deep set of conversations I had with the Forgeborn Finishing School at Gen Con. I do hope that they do something about Krogius, not because he's particularly broken, but because it doesn't feel like it's in the right spirit of Solforge. And I really do hope that the design moves forward with Forge modifiers really being what makes something unique, and I think that makes the chase better. Obviously, you have to have the rare cards and the common cards that are non-forged creatures do something somewhat meaningful, because they're kind of the glue that holds everything together. But I don't think it should be the premier piece of the deck. See Nathis's world deck as an example. Yeah, my question is, how many people have a deck like Nathis's? Like, truly, what do we really think do you think that every competitive player has, the Nathis Gurple, obviously minus the drone, right? The corrupt drone is as a betrayer, and it's super rare. But outside of that, do you think that people have that? I mean, I have really struggled to find a purple deck that is on par with anything that Nathis's deck looks like in my collection or in the general marketplace. So I'm curious, how many people do we think actually have these kinds of decks? What kind of collection would you have to open if you were really shooting to try to just do it from opening it? I mean, you're probably a few thousand decks, right? Like, I mean, his deck is insane. And I just don't think that many others have that same level of power. Obviously, we've seen the same on Rumblespark too, right? Some Rumblespark decks are just absolutely out of this world, and others are not. But the key thing that was working in Rumblespark's favor previous to this was that all the Rumblespark decks were still good and good enough. Not all of the Krogius Gurple decks are good or good enough. So I don't know. I'm curious. That's why I'm just curious, like, what we're seeing in the competitive space, on the weekly leagues and stuff like that. Are people bringing these decks to Fifth Cycle, or I mean, is that all kind of more casual play? I'm just really curious where people are getting their competitive fixes outside of when we run our events. Okay, we're about 9 minutes from Brandon and Casey Kidd taking off here. We'll bring that game live with my commentary. Maybe I'll try to get a pickup game in with somebody tonight if they want to. I'll play my Gen Con sealed pool. I actually think this Gen Con sealed pool deck was pretty good. And if there wasn't a Dark Heart Rumble in sealed, I think I had a pretty good shot at being a top 4 player at that event. Yeah, I think that obviously having both casual and competitive is important. Um, I don't think it's in line with our brand. I just want to be clear on that. But I think it's awesome that Fifth Cycle's doing that. Do people bring the heat at the competitive Fifth Cycle? Just curious. Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to practice with the world champ. You got to regain your name somehow, right? Iron sharpens iron there, Newt. That's how that works. I don't remember where I finished in the sealed Gen Con now. I gotta go to past. That's interesting, Ben. I think we played, right? Didn't we play? If Nick has a top tier deck revolving around digitized Nick, Fletch, I'm just gonna say, okay, sounds good. Because honestly, uh, yeah, yeah. So my stupid little sealed deck at Gen Con took fifth. The only game I dropped was to Hellkite. And even that game was close. Robots and dinosaurs? Is that what you're going for, Newt? Robots and dinosaurs? Or is that your hope for set 3? I mean, I like robots and dinosaurs, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to take anything away from that goodness, that juicy goodness at all. Did I tell you all that I opened another suppressing stabilizing sonic burst deck last Friday? I should register it and I can show it to you. I haven't registered it yet. I opened my local hobby store had set one stuff at discount, and I got them to give me a little deeper discount, and so I bought their last 2 booster boxes. So I now have 2 stabilizing suppressing sonic burst blue decks. Yeah, I looked at it and I said, I can't believe I opened this deck. I probably should sell one of them, but I don't know which one I would want to sell. I need to do some testing. I don't know what to pair them with. This is the problem I have with them. I think that Joel's version really cares about mages, but I don't have any great mage decks. Like, in my collection, my mage decks are really lackluster. So, like, Joel's deck is difficult for me to find a good pairing with. I think Joel had a better pairing. Obviously, he paired it with Rumblespark. He was playing Rumblespark essentially the fair way. You're excited about the increased attack red-green archetype? So only increasing attack? Or is that also increasing health? Yeah, if I have a Forge Steel Mantis and a Krogius deck, Newt, I'd be playing that. I don't. I wish I did. I don't have that combo. I have like Forge Steel Krogius or Mantis Krogius, but I don't have Forge Steel Mantis and Krogius. I only have the one Forge Steel Mantis deck, and that is paired with my Oros and Darkforge Drain, which is incredibly good. But it is a little mamey. It's not exactly. I'm not sure it's really a true competitive deck. I think it's probably like a tier 1.5 deck in general. I think it can win some games and it can do some very powerful things, and you're going to have pretty good results with it. But it's a little bit inconsistent, and it ultimately can cost you games too. Let's see if these boys are about ready to go here. Let's find out. Looks like they are in a game room. So let me see if I can get TTS pulled up. I just think that cards like Forge Seal and Mantis are extremely broken, and not in a bad way, just in a way that can do broken things. They can also be really hit or miss. Okay, let me ditch my. You don't need me on this. You know what I need? I know we're getting the app, but what I need is Shadow to program in a camera that's top down on TTS, so I don't have to like monkey around with trying to lane this thing up every game. So you got Brandon upside down on the top here. Brandon's bringing he brought I think he's got a Sparking Omni in this deck, and well, I can't look yet. The let me get the deck list in chat for y'all. See, I break it the second I do anything. All right, so we got Ironbeard on the top for Brandon, who's got Reinforce, Intimidate, and Knockback. I really like Intimidate on Ironbeard. I think that is a sneaky good ability that people sort of sleep on. I'm sure that Neil is probably rolling in his bed right now, groaning over that comment. But Casey Kidd's got Nyx with Dark Summoning, Raising Dead, and Soul Rip. So we're going to see some zombies here. Let's get the decks. Roster, Brandon. Okay. All right, here they go. Casey Kidd getting the Forge here. Somehow I've got their hands, but I guess that's okay. So he's going to play the Soothing Bartok. I guess this is kind of an interesting thing from a stream perspective because we really have the opportunity to kind of see his decisions. Utera Charger is so good. He's got a really interesting play here. I think I would have started with Summoning Council over the Soothing Bartok, but obviously probably Bartok is part of his main plan in this deck. And he gets to make a big Utera Charger into the Omni, which is absolutely bonkers here. I mean, just gonna make Bartok huge here. So, gonna make a 7/7 Charger battle that Omni. Charger sticks. What a great Charger that was. Omni going down. We've got Stone. What is that? Stone Slam? I don't even know. Veranti Elementalist feels pretty weak here. Aegeus Knight. I think you have to kind of leave this Charger alone. He's already got so much value. You're going to have to try to one for it later here. I apologize. I'm still trying to get Ryan's deck up for you all. Stone Skin. Yeah, thank you. Brain was not connecting there, Newt. Okay. This hand looks a little awkward for Casey Kidd. Up at the top, you got Ice Storm. Voltaic Prophet, very good here, especially when you're holding Lightning Spark and Ice Storm. I think he's got to stay on plan. His Lightning Spark allows him to get the Charger, but man, yeah, I like this play in front of the Charger, mainly because he can get the armor on the Prophet. Although we are going to see a Neck Revive almost immediately from Casey Kidd, I'm sure. And maybe he thinks the next play is going to be Spell, so Neck Revive still gets the Prophet. Nope, he's just going to Neck Revive. Makes total sense. Kill the Prophet now. You've got a Suppressing Virtuoso, doesn't do much here. Does have a Sonic Burst, also not doing much. I think you got to upgrade the Lightning Spark. He's going to take the Ice Storm. I mean, Ice Storm probably is better overall, although Omni likes bigger Lightning Sparks for sure. So then we're just going to see an Energy Surge. I don't even know what this card does. What does Energy Surge do? This is a Betrayer Energy Surge? I lost it. So it just plays a gizmo and upgrades a card in your hand. Like the upgrade density, that's a pretty sweet play from Casey Kidd. Little bit of advantage for Casey Kidd as the 2/2 gizmo sticks around. We do have a Shambling Shambler in his deck now. He's also got the Infernal Ritual, and he's got the Groot Guardian. Although he's off Forge on Forge right now, so going to the discard pile, seeing what's been cycled through already. I'm sure he's going to try to play this Camouflage War Tusk, though. I think part of his win con is that War Tusk on a Dark Forge Drain in Cycle 3. And he's going to replace the Shambler, which I really like here because the 2/2's not doing much for you. One of the decks I really want to toy around with is a new Terra Charger with Venom Chalice. I think it's a very powerful potential combination. So he's got a Chaining Sentinel, but he hasn't played a spell yet this turn. No spells in hand. He does have an Energy Surge, I guess, in hand. I'd probably play... I don't know. That Chaining Sentinel looks pretty rough right now. Stabilizing here is not bad. The stabilizing... what is that? Researcher? I don't know. Stabilizing reinforcements. It would take the Shambler down. Then he might be able to get it with the Steadfast Warstoker or the Venerable Worm. I like the Venerable Worm play even here now on that Shambler because you can always move it later. But he's going to go for the Chaining. I get why he's going for the Chaining. He's played a couple of spells already. Makes a pretty big body. But he's giving up on the second deploy effect there. And I think that feels a little unfortunate. I think you could have caught the Shambler just on your worm alone. So there's the Torgmai Guardian. Leaving the War Tusk behind is very interesting to me. Maybe it's not part of his plan, but I think that a big stealth creature is a game finisher, and your 4/7 here is marginally better than a Torgmai Guardian. I guess the Warstoker could potentially...
Warstoker could potentially catch this out as well. But I think, man, I think the mistake was playing in the Chaining Sentinel there. I think you got to put the worm down first, threaten to kill the Shambler, and see how your opponent responds. There's the Energy Surge. Going to make a Gizmo minion and upgrade a card. So he does get to upgrade something here. I think you got to. I'm really kind of shocked that the Warstoker is what he upgrades. I mean, 11-12 next cycle is very, very good. Don't get me wrong. And you really don't want to play the Cycle 1 version very much, but a little bit of damage dealt here from Casey Kidd. Board firmly in his favor right now, and gonna come off right away with another Shambler. There is the Sparking Omni. Gonna get the replace off. So you got a 6-12, and this thing deals enough damage to kill the Shambler. So we do see a drain. We'll see if the follow up. No ice, no lightning spark in hand. So not going to see that. Level 2 energy surge may be pretty good here just to make a 6-6. I don't think Necrovive is a great play for Casey Kidd right now. I do think that the Shambler is a better play. He's got no way to really deal with this Sparking Omni for sure. Investing a ton of resources into this Omni. I think I would have rather seen the Sentinel get that buff, but that's only because it makes it makes the targets less. It makes the targets more difficult for Casey Kidd. See, so if he'd given that buff here, then I think what would he have gotten? He would have gotten. Yeah, he would have not had enough to guess to kill it, but he would have had enough to survive the Shambler combat. As it sits now, he can't. Ice Storm may be big enough here. I don't remember what Ice Storm does. I think it does 5 at this level. Is it 5 to the primary creature? 8 and 4. So he could kill the Shambler. It might be the best use of his Ice Storm right now. It would force a second card play into the Chaining Sentinel lane. And maybe you don't care about this Sentinel surviving. So, like, you do have Sonic Burst in your deck, so you can still hit this. So, interesting that he stabilizes the Guardian. Obviously, just wanting to give some more health. This does allow the Sentinel to live. That's a good thing. How would it have been free? Still free now. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely gonna just get rid of that. But he's gonna get an Infernal Ritual off if he wants it, or he can do the Abyssal Fiend just to tank some damage from that Omni. I mean, this Omni is big and powerful. Yeah. I always forget that the second level of Necrovive has that. So he's going to go ahead and use his ability to bring out the zombie brutes. Take a 6/6. It's going to buff the Torgmai. Everything's going to get aggressive here. Mm-hmm. And the shambling shambler, it's aggressive. Not that it matters, but it's a zombie as well. Takes 9. Casey Kid's still just getting in on these open lanes. Obviously, the Omni gonna get to eat here potentially as long as it survives. We do have a Krogius in this deck. Wrath Will does not look super great here. No Lightning Spark on the opposite side either here. There is an Electronet and a Uranti Elementalist. And the Palladium Hintermine is pretty good too here. But interesting that he's considering the Toxic Spores. With no Army Commander, I guess he's already off plan because you're in Cycle 2 turn 3 already, so maybe you don't want to play the Krogius because you're already behind the curve on that. It's a really awkward hand for him. Yeah, he's thinking about the Krogius. Man, he goes to the Toxic Spores. Okay. Kills the Chaining Sentinel. The Chaining Sentinel got a lot of work out of it. I mean, is Electronet the play? Electronet doesn't look like the play right now. I mean, to me, it seems like I think I'd probably go with the Sparking Breaker. It puts the Zombie Brute in Sparking Omni range. You do take the Shambler burn, but and the Breaker can actually get buffed by the Stone Skin then and kill the Shambler. And you can do that off of a Uranti Elementalist. So like if you go Breaker into Elementalist into Stone Skin, you probably get back most of your board state, or you leave him with, you know, he's going to go start with the Elementalist, which is fine. I don't think that's a bad play. The free Electronet, you can make Electronet free here if you want it to be. Stone Skin and Electronet are very similar. So I'm gonna make this Omni into a 15/15. Have it battle the Shambler, yeah. Take for 3. Currently 66-22. There it goes. I got it fixed. I mean, you just pop off the zombie for sure. You're not going to connect. I mean, best play's got to be the Lyria. But I think Krogius is part of his main plan. This not that you're going to go all the way to cycle 4, because now the earliest you could play a turn like a cycle 3 or a level 3 Krogius is cycle 4, but you're staying on tempo and you get to tank 15 damage, which is probably fine. Yeah. Oh. So the 0-15 is relevant on the next cycle. You're still chipping away. There's Palladium Hindermine. Moves it out of the lane. Hindermine doing work here. He did not play the will for free. That's a potential play mistake from Ryan there. Terra Charger is going to eat up this board. Oh my lord. Like, it's not even going to be kind of close. Pop off the Zombie Brute, and then he's going to Lightning Spark in. I mean, I would Lightning Spark now, but maybe he wants to hold the Lightning Spark. He can go. I really like the Epoch Hawk here, but you could also go Voltaic Prophet in front of the Krogius. The Suppressing Virtuoso does 0 here, so you don't want to use that right now. You know that there's some potential. Yeah, I don't think you want a Lightning Spark. I think you want to hold the Lightning Spark. I think you either Epoch Hawk or you. I mean, I think this is a greedy Lightning Spark for sure. Yeah, I think that's a play mistake. I think that's a greedy Lightning Spark. I think you had very little to worry about, knowing that the only thing your opponents played that could really kill your Omni was a Necrovive. I don't think there's there's no Dreadbolt in Casey Kidd's list. So Bartok coming in, getting tank in front of this Omni again. And see, this is where I was saying, like, if you wait one turn, so if you go Epoch Hawk, and even if you put Epoch Hawk in turn in lane 5, you can. The Epoch Hawk could have swapped with the Bartok. You could have Lightning Spark the Bartok as your second card play, and you would have the Omni shooting down everything that it already shot down. Like, you just had more information. So now you've got this Voltaic Prophet. It does get the 3 armor, which is good, but or 5 armor, I guess, at cycle 2. Sorry. This Charger, like I said, is just going to get huge, and it's going to eat. So it's going to kill. Yeah, it can kill the Voltaic Prophet and reduce the Omni down for combat. Whew. That's rough. And see, if he would have played Lightning Spark second, if Brandon would have played Lightning Spark second, he would have actually, he wouldn't have avoided this, but he would have 100% had the Omni live. Because the Omni, the Bartok would have died now. I mean, would have died to the Lightning Spark play. And he could have done the Voltaic Prophet last turn. It would have had very little difference in the outcome of the game. Now, maybe it would have changed the order for Casey Kidd. I don't know. Big Bartok? Did you just go Big Bartok? Just gains more life. I mean, level 3 Sparking Omni is no joke here. But I think I would hold that as my second card play. So personally, Warmonger mod feels bad right now. You can intimidate the Bartok if you really need to. I really like this Warstoker. I mean, you upgraded it before, so you might as well take advantage of that now. As it sits, second card play now, Necrovive is looking at like not being so great, and Torgmite Guardian is okay. He did gain life, so he does get a free Zerath's Will as long as he doesn't miss it here. So there's the Guardian. Getting huge. 15, 16 Guardian. I mean, I think he's Wrath's Will and you Necrovive, right? Both are free. You might as well do both things. I mean, he could hold the Necrovive for cycle 4 if he thinks it's going to go to that. Electronet here for free. Great Electronet. I still think you could intimidate this Torgmite down just to reduce its effectiveness, and then you could shoot it twice with Omni because you're going to get to go first next round. And so it's very possible that you'll just be able to go Omni Lightning Spark. I mean, like you can draw your Lightning Spark. You got an okay chance at it. I would say 33% chance to pull the Lightning Spark. There's the Omni. To kill the Bartok? Does he leave the Torgmai? Because, like, you don't care necessarily about the Torgmai, the Groot Guardian. Like, you don't necessarily care about Groot Guardian as long as his attack gets set to 0, because it's going to take a really long time for him to do anything meaningful. And he's sort of clogging the lanes up then. Omni is doing 8 damage, so you can snipe the Bartok away. You can save your Elementalist, do 7 damage, start to get back into the fight. You'll be up on board, 4 cards to 1. I still think I would Intimidate and not take the 10 damage. He's going to kill the Bartok. Isn't it 8? I thought it was 8. Oh, it's 6. I'm sorry. Never mind. My math is bad. There is the Intimidate, taking Turgmai down. So you get connect for 2, but you're up 3 cards to 1, and really that 1 is pretty well in a bad spot. The 015 Krogius here is very good. Like it just stops this Omni or the Steadfast for the next 2 turns. And that actually pushes you into cycle 4, where you can potentially get turn 3 Krogius, win the game. So I definitely think you're going to do that. This Chaining Sentinel from Brandon is going to be huge. Oh, he can Sonic Burst. He could Sonic Burst the Guardian. Wow. And if he plays Krogius, oh, I see. Yeah. You don't know your opponent has Krogius, but you know that level 2 Krogius is a thing. I think you hold that Sonic Burst for the second card play and see what the first card from them is, because and this is exactly why you do that, because you would have just eaten the Krogius and you would have eaten the Groot Guardian. I think he's been a little aggressive on the plays. Now you can. I mean, Brandon's going to have to use the Sparking Omni now, so he might as well reduce the Krogius's attack value, and throw Chaining Sentinel over in lane 1. I would not put Chaining Sentinel in the middle. Yep. Oh, he's going to. Okay. I mean, it probably doesn't matter all that much, but definitely want to. The Sonic Burst is helping this Chaining Sentinel. He does get to play another spell for free, but he doesn't have one, so that's a little unfortunate. If he had another spell in his hand, he could use the Chaining Sentinel. I love Chaining Sentinel so much. I have a deck with it. It is so amazing. He's going to be a big Sentinel. Yep. Can't believe he's only got 6 spells. That's all he's played. You definitely got to poke Omni at the Krogius just to put the pressure back on. This Gloom Reaper Hag looks mildly okay here. Just to tank some damage. And you definitely care most about the Omni over anything else. So that goes to 7. Casey Kidd is going to take 13. Go to 39. So Brandon fighting back in now has dominant presence on the board. But he does gain a little life from the Omni. So the Raising Dead is kind of interesting here. Utera Charger. Whoa. This Charger just eats everything. Man, that's Charger is so messed up, guys. It's a little awkward that the Sentinel is just outside of the range, but you're definitely going to kill, yeah. You're going to take 10. You don't care about that. Now, Ice Storm doing some work on this Charger if he wants it. I think you play the Voltaic Prophet. If I was in his position, I'd play the 15-8 Voltaic Prophet, and then I would Ice Storm. Or Stone Skin. Either one. Either one. But I think Ice Storm's better. Ice Storm's a great second card here. I think Stone Skin is less good. It's an interesting choice. Okay. I definitely think I'd give it to the Warstoker. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, these two are so similar that I'm not sure it really makes any difference at this point. So maybe you just give it to the Sentinel. Let the Sentinel battle. You go to 2. Makes it just a smidge harder for you to kill the Sentinel. But you have to respect the 18 damage from the Sentinel. So just going to play the level 3 Shambler, make a mindless zombie, which, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yep. So second card from Brandon here. I actually think... you Ice Storm now. Just to upgrade it. I don't think the Prophet feels very amazing, especially back row, losing the armor. Energy Surge doesn't feel great here either. Although you could upgrade your Ice Storm that way, as if you played it. I just don't think, I mean, I guess Prophet can kill the Shambler. And it doesn't die because it's going to have its own armor. So that's probably the right line. You can catch the Shambler here. You do get drained, but then no more Shamblers to deal with. Yeah, he's going to... That's a smarter play from Casey Kidd, I think. Because the Shambler lives. It's tough. I he's debating between lane 1 and lane 5, and the debate I imagine is: do you let the Shambler go to 1, knowing that it's going to survive combat, and you're just risking like the Ice Storm Lightning Spark play? Like the Lightning Spark is really bad for him here. But and if I'm Brandon here, I do Ice Storm now. I Ice Storm the Shambler. You're not going to connect with the Prophet to do anything meaningful now. The Prophet would have played with Shambler over on lane 1. The Prophet would be the right play. But with Shambler in lane 5, I think the Ice Storm is the right play now. Because you want to deal enough damage to the Shambler that your Warstoker can kill it and get it off the field. And you only take 1 drain that way. Well, you're going to take 2 drain. But you can't do anything about the drain. And you can't really afford to let Shambler live through another round here. So you are at risk of if you can't finish this game in a reasonable time, this Krogus is going to come down in very likely come down in cycle 4 and win the game for Casey Kidd. So he's just holding on, trying to stabilize. It does look like Brandon is on the Ice Storm, so I think that's the right move. And I think this is exactly what you want to do for your second card play, because now his Warstoker lives, Shambler dies, and he's going to take 6, so he goes to 12. Did I do that right? Yeah. Why did he take so much? What did I miss? Oh, it's a Shambling Shambler. So he's taking 6 per creature kill. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. That's rough. All right. We'll find out here. Who's got the better... I mean, just looking at hands... His kid doesn't have a great hand here. Ryan kind of going to have to work through the hand. Although he does get the benefit of seeing Brandon's first card here on cycle 4, turn 1. So Upside Down has to play a card. Just making a 5/2 for no effect. I think there's a Frankenbaum. Frankenbaum going to leave a 3/3 behind, which is very good. He can actually buff the Frankenbaum on Toxic Spore if he really wanted to. I don't think you waste your Ice Storm. Oh, Brandon, I don't know. Man, that doesn't feel right. But I guess you make the 3/3 zombie now, and you get to eat the 3/3 zombie. Is that how that works? Or no, he's got to kill a creature, right? Yeah, never mind. He's not necrotic. Or whatever it is, zombifying. Ooh, what does Casey Kidd do? Doesn't have a Toxic Spore. Play a single Ghastly for a 3/3 zombie. The interesting thing is that Brandon could then Stone Skin the Warstoker. I don't even think you do that. I think you just live with taking 16. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he already played 2 cards anyways. So, does he draw the Krogius? No. So far, he does not. Um, man, not a great hand either for upside down here. So he's going to Necrovibe. That's going to kill the Suppressing Virtuoso, I'm sure, yeah. But that is free. So we can Energy Surge into the Gizmo. Mega Gizmo. And upgrade the Kindred Basher. He could also Soul Rip here, the Mindless Zombie. So this is a Mega Gizmo. Make a 6/6 in that lane. Pressure that life because he's only at 6. And he can Soul Rip that Mindless Zombie into Kindred Basher, Camouflage Wartusk. Potentially win the game. Now stabilizing would drastically change that. I think you got to get rid of your Bone Scythe Reaver. And you have to choose the Kindred Basher. I think this Soul Rip had an opportunity here with Camouflage Wartusk and Kindred Basher being able to create enough of a connection point to win the game. He's clearly on Wartusk to win. He's planning on this stealth creature being the way to get there. The issue he's going to run into is Brandon can just stabilize this down and survive, and he needs to. So yeah, you're just going to see a stabilizing. Yep. And that buffs the Steadfast Warstoker. Very good. There's the Bone Scythe Reaver. To no effect, just making a 4/3, but all 5 cards played. So now there's an interesting decision. I think I would play the Energy Surge if I was him and get that Warmonger mod upgraded. Not that you're going to see it. I don't know. It doesn't matter what you upgrade now. So, but you can make a 6/6 into that Bone Scythe Reaver and let it live. And then you get the replace as your first card play next turn. Because you get make the Mega Gizmo, kill the Bone Scythe Reaver, and then next turn you get to upgrade on top of it in that lane. So I think Energy Surge is the best play here. It's way better than Warmonger mod. Better than the Palladium Hindermine, because the Hindermine doesn't do anything right now. It's just too small of a stats. You're too far behind, and you're already going to get pressured for 4. So, what's the Cycle 4 ability on the Ironbeard? I mean, unfortunately, I don't think Ironbeard can target Krogius, right? So you can't save yourself if he draws Krogius this next round. You just lose. He doesn't draw Krogius, you're still in. I think this is the wrong play. Personally, protecting the stabilizing reinforcements is fine, I guess, but it was going to live anyways. I just think that this creature, this Palladium Hindermine, is not big enough to matter when you go down to 2. And so I think the 6/6 that you could have put, you know, something big on is much better. Sonic Burst here looking very good if he tries to go into smaller creatures, like if he summons councils here. I mean, it's definitely going to hit. Definitely going to hit. I mean, I think Turg My Guardian is going to be what he does into Summoning Council. It looks like the best part of his hand, but the Lyria might have some play here depending on what his Cycle 1 cards are. Uranti, see, I think the Sonic Burst is premature. Yet again, I think we're just playing it too quickly as a 1-for-1 removal when you can definitely get more value out of it as your second card play. Especially on the free Elementalist card play too. He's just really valuing... He's really valuing that profit and the armor that the profit provides. And I'm not saying that's wrong. There is the Roaring Rex. He's just... This is it, right? So, like, he's got to do 25 points of damage or he loses because this is the end of the game. The game will time out here. So, how does he do that? 15 and 6 is 21, and 4 is enough, but one more creature in play. So this is, again, where if he holds the Sonic Burst, let's think about this Sonic Burst for just a second here. If he'd held the Sonic Burst, played the Prophet first, held Sonic Burst, if Casey Kidd makes that play, puts a Roaring Rex in play, you then put the Elementalist down in front with your Sonic Burst play, and you get the same value. In fact, you go up a card. The Lyria is still around, but everything else is dead, and the Prophet can still get the armor. You just risk putting the Prophet out with 8 life, which is not the end of the world. This armor is virtually meaningless because this is the last combat of the game. So Prophet's just a big body, which I think is fine. But it may have even been better. Yeah. Especially when you're holding knockback, right? Like when you're holding knockback. Oh man, Sonic versus card 2. I mean, you can't get past these 2 wisps at the end. The Summoning Council 2 wisps at the end. But if he holds Sonic Burst as second card play, and he goes Uranti Elementalist into knockback into Sonic Burst, everything on the board is dead. Everything on the board is dead except for the 2 wisps. He then connects for 12, 16, so it's not enough. It's not enough to live. But that's your best chance to win, right? That's your best out. This was a close game. This was a really, really close game. But obviously, congrats to Casey Kidd for pulling it off here at the end. Obviously, he had the win con in the bottom 5, right? Like, he had the Crocus. Just didn't draw it. Yep. Because he's going to put the 2 wisps from the Summoning Council in front of the 2 biggest creatures, right? The 2/2s. If he doesn't have Summoning Council there, I think Brandon actually wins the game. But because he has to put a creature in front of the 15/8, right? And so then you're looking at 11 and 6 is 17. Another 6 is 23 and 4. Yeah, he wins the game. He goes lethal. So if you're playing to your outs, your opponent has Summoning Council, hasn't played it all game. He's got a 50-50 shot at it in this stage of the game if you look at the discard. Your out is he doesn't have Summoning Council, because if he has Summoning Council, you lose. And your out is to play Sonic Burst last after you knock back the biggest threats on his board, because you're going to get a potential 3-for-1 or more. And he had that opportunity. The lightning spark at the end could have mattered, but yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. I actually think I just think that the Palladium Hindermine in at turn 4 cycle 2 was the worst play for him there. I think he had better outs, making the 6/6 that he could replace for more power. But you know, yeah, I mean, obviously you don't know those things when you make those decisions, but I think the Mega Gizmo, the Energy Surge Mega Gizmo, is better for you there than making a 4/6 or a 4/10 because it lives as a 6/2. It has 2 more points of damage, so he'd have been down to 21. You knew you were down to 2 combat sequences left, so I don't know. I don't know. Brandon will go back probably and look at a couple of these things and look at the live stream coverage and realize that he probably played a Sonic Burst a little too premature, just because you have an opportunity cost that's there. And I think that the opportunity value of Sonic Burst is always a great second card. It's not always a great first card, especially when you're on Forge. Brandon had control of the game for a long time. So, and I do think that Intimidate and Knockback are real abilities on Ironbeard. I'm being really honest. I think they don't get a lot of love, but they have a lot of value because they clog up lanes. You can sort of put these 0 attack things out there and then eat them up with breakthrough stealth, that kind of thing. So I hope people consider Ironbeard a little bit more as the game evolves, because I do think that not all of his abilities are great, but I do think that Intimidate and Knockback are 2 very good abilities. All right, folks, that wraps up this game. There they go. Casey Kidd has flipped the table in rage, as is such a thing for Casey Kidd. So he rages only when he wins, folks. That's what he does. Okay. I don't think I'm going to try to find a game. Maybe we could. Let's see if somebody's looking for a game. Nope. Nobody is looking. Okay, Billy, you want to do it? I just put an LFG up. Let me make a table. No cheating. Password. Okay. Let me go grab my sealed deck, because I had so much fun playing this deck. Like, it's obviously not a competitive deck, and if Billy brings a competitive deck, like, okay, like, cool, I lose, but it was fun. Dude, I have the most secure passwords when it comes to this sort of thing. I mean, you can jump in. I don't care. Somebody's just gonna play me. That's what it boils down to. Okay. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Jesse?
Hold on 1 second. I realize that you're coming through my headphones. I don't have them on. Gotcha now.
It's all good.
All right. Ready to go?
Yep.
I didn't even look at your deck. Shapeshift, Barkskin, Injured Bear. Wow, that's cool. Blizzard Shaman, Burnout. Yeah, that looks like a fun deck.
Yeah, it's a fun meme deck that I threw together. It's a double mystical Tangle Sprout, double Thundersoar.
It's awesome.
Not gonna see very many of those around.
No, that's 100% true.
I got it. I got both of them out of the original like Kickstarter stuff that I bought a long time ago. Kickstarter.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't even know if we've got to play any games against each other.
I don't know. Turg my Guardian.
Yeah. Just a little guy. Don't worry about him.
Probably did this in the
Hey,
wrong order.
that looks familiar.
I definitely did this in the wrong order, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Out of practice.
yeah, it happens.
Okay.
All right,
Combat.
this was good. See what we get here. So we got some stuff going on.
Yep.
I will match your Tangle Sprout.
Sounds good.
Yeah, here. Boom. It's a Torgmai battle. Who gets the biggest Groot?
You're probably going to get that biggest group. Okay, what do I want to do here?
The group battles.
Okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to do this? Start with a Venom Jealous.
Mm-hmm.
The Basher -3.
Sure.
And back to you.
I think I'll just burn out.
Okay.
And if you make your Torgmai bigger, you make him bigger.
Oh, what do I care about? Let's play this guy.
Mm-hmm. Seems good.
Let's go Tangle Sprout. There.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Look at that. All right. Goes to 1.
Yep.
And then also goes to 1.
Yep. And go to 1. Yep. Let's just start with a Stampeding Bear.
Mm-hmm. About a Thundersaur.
Make a Thundersword. Just do Twin Strike.
Mm-hmm. Seems good.
We'll activate here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't go away. Twin Strike goes away.
All right.
There you go.
All right. I'm going to play a Venerable Lasher. I'll deal 5 damage to your Basher.
Yep.
All right.
Combat.
Yep. So, yep.
2. And deal 6.
Okay.
Snap there, take 11.
Sounds good. See what we get here. How about Blizzard Shaman?
Seems good.
Wasn't too bad off the top. Have you been doing much soul forging outside of podcasting?
I haven't. Back to you.
All right, so we'll do that.
Yep.
Then we'll do Tangle Sprout. Wednesday night's always a night I look forward to, watching the Twitch stream and then your stream right after.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Make 2 wisps. Yeah.
+3.
Gets +4, right?
Right. You're right.
Yep.
Okay. Combat.
Seems good. All right.
Use trade. Not happy about trading that way, but
Yeah. Level 1 for a level 2.
Yep. Then
Take
this
8.
takes 3, and I take 8.
All right. Double Tangle Sprout party.
That's right.
Kind of sad I never found my my red one.
Let's go ahead and do Venom Chalice and kill your Thundersaur.
Sure. Go ahead and lasher that. All right. I think what we do now, play this guy. All right. So then this will go down to 1.
Yep. This goes to
All right. I think I play this guy. Now I'll just go ahead and use this.
Is that what I want to do? No, I want to do that.
That's fine.
No.
12.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you say in your stream that you were going to play your sealed deck, so I tried to bring something that was sort of fun. Not too crazy. I think what I'm going to do, Stone Skin, fight this.
Okay.
Then it takes 6.
Sounds good.
Yeah, crazy. My red Tangle Sprout and my green Thundersaur were buried both cycles.
Oh, I have to destroy this. Sorry.
It's all good.
Um,
Wispies.
here. A wisp. Ugh. That's there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna go.
Sure.
And this is +4 for replace, so 6/5.
Yep. Seems good.
Okay, so I take 4 and 10 is 14. Go to 17.
Mm-hmm. Take 6 and go to 41.
Oh, I missed that.
It's all right. The number's on the top left.
Work, yeah. And then this guy dies, but deals 2.
Yeah. Then this takes 10.
Yep.
It's 16. Okay. Yep. It's a big bear.
Yep. Way I want. Here. I need to do it this way. Sorry. Because then I want
It's
to
all
do
good.
+7 to it, -7 the Thundersword.
There you go. Now we're winning.
Trying
All right.
to.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man.
I'm like, I had a plan. I don't remember what my plan was. Like, that's not right. I'm doing something wrong here. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. Plan looks really good to me. Let's just deal 6 damage to that. And then I guess I'll just activate these. There you go. Little Tangle Boy there.
Yeah. Yes, we'll do +2 to avoid the breakthrough. Maybe I don't care about that. I do. And then we'll do this, and this guy, so it's 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go combat.
Nope. I get
Oh
one
yeah,
more
you got one
play.
card. Yep. See what you got here.
Uh, oh, and he's stampeding. That's gonna be rough. Big bears aren't bad.
No.
Stampeding big bears are pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to live for very long, but
Uh, it just might. Just might. I've got all these level 1. This was my level 3, and then they're all rest are level 1 cards that I'm trying to.
well, I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I played my 2 level 3 cards, and that was all that was in my hand.
Yeah. I had the one level 3, and the rest are level 1. So I'm just trying to figure out which level 1 is the best one here. Let's see. Do this. This. All right. I think I just replaced that with this.
Mhm.
And we'll just, just buff his attack a little bit.
Yep. I'll take 8.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to use my armor or not. But yeah. Nope. It's fine. Yep.
So 8.
So you take 8. Go to 9. Yep. This will take 6. Go to 11. I'll take 21.
Yep.
Go to 20. That goes to 21.
Yep.
Right. Well, is there any way to not die? Probably not. Uh, ah. There's only one card that scares me, and I'm trying to remember what it does. So we just do that. Then I think I put this guy down here. Pass to you. Hope for the best. Hope for the best.
Well.
I guess there's 2 cards in your deck that might scare me.
Mathing, sorry.
No, it's all good. I have to do that a lot with this deck too, with all the Tangle Sprouts and your Heart Seekers and stuff. It's like, all right, where do I put my pumps?
I don't think I can actually win this round. What are my options here? I think I gotta play Guardian's Wall here. Give the Basher -5 attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Back to you.
Back to me. Is that what you said?
Yeah, back to you.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is play this Thundersoar.
Mm-hmm.
Do I put that there? I think this guy. I know. Let's see if we can play around the old redact here. Which is the thing I was scared of with that.
Wish I had it. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. It's in there somewhere, but it's not in this.
Yeah, that's what was scaring me with the Thunderstorm. I'm just like, man, he's got a redact.
Okay, so if I do this, I think you still have it. I don't think I have any way to win now because I can't play 2 creatures. So,
yeah, I was hoping to spread it out a little bit.
One of my
for the
options
best.
was to potentially Venom Chalice and try to trade the Basher, but I was worried about the 8 armor here. So
Mm-hmm.
the other option was I could have killed the Lasher with a Venom Chalice and then tanked, but my tank would have been not enough, I don't think. Especially with you having level 3 Thundersoar.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there was any out where I could win that game. So my plan was to play the Bartok, drop that down by another 5, right, and then Tangle Sprout this up to a 5, so it would have been 8.
So you take 3
plus I was assuming the 6, so 9, which was exactly lethal. And I was just hoping that you didn't have a big enough creature to tank all 24 out here, so I could try to potentially get within the same number. Was where I was.
Yeah.
Because the other option was for me to go Spirit Forge Sentinel out here and just push the damage. Because I could Spirit Forge Sentinel and Twin Strength, and then I would have had 28 and 8, which would have been 36. But it wasn't going to be enough taking the Basher and Lasher into play.
Yeah.
So that was the issue I ran into, as I just couldn't come back from the early board advantage you got.
Yeah. I was really scared of like your stabilizing, and those were the 2 cards I was talking about. I was like, man, he's got stabilizing and a redact. I was like, man, that's rough for this deck.
I wish I had it. They're in there.
Yeah.
They're in there somewhere.
I think you would have probably had me if you drew those things. Because that's what this deck does, just pump stuff everywhere. And then you're just like, hey, I got all this stuff. Take care of your pumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Stampeding Bear is scary, man.
Yeah, both the Basher and the Bear upgraded are very, very good. And then the I have a lot of beast synergy, so like the keeper is very good as a stampeding keeper as well.
Oh yeah, with the
You can
the
just
bear.
keep the bear alive like over and over and over again. It's what I did most of the sealed
Sharp
tournament.
Sharp Plate Behemoth is a beast too, right?
Yes, he is, and I didn't get him this game. He's a big deal too. I never saw him in any cycle. It's like not
Wow.
cycle 2 or cycle 3 behemoth. He just buried the whole game. So
I didn't see my green Thundersaur.
yeah. Well,
I,
yeah.
I finally had a red Tangle Sprout sighting.
That's awesome. That's cool though. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Tangle Sprout's a really good card. Obviously,
Yeah.
playing Tangle Sprout and Tangle Sprout violence is not where I thought I would be in this game, but it is what it is. It was fun,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I put this together. It's like double Tangle Sprout, double Thundersaur. Just memeing around.
Well, I mean,
Here you go.
I mean,
the best breaker.
What is it?
1/1 breaker.
The chaining breaker. That's awesome.
He gives another one of your creatures +1 because he only has one attack.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was the Bartok actually technically blew up your Tangle Sprout and your put 4 damage on the other one. I've had Noxious hit so many times when playing this deck. I don't know why, but there seems to be a lot more activate stuff going on in set 2. So it makes sense if you pair up with another set 2 deck. I was really pleased with Noxious in the tournament. I actually like 3-for-1 somebody one time with this card. I was like, I can't believe I'm getting 3-1 off of a Noxious Bartok.
Yeah. And having like Spirit Charm and Petrifying out there too.
Yep.
You can really get going with the Noxious.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was fun, man. I didn't get to showcase some of the other stuff it does, like Bulwark Bash being very good on things in general. Just another removal card. I had just a ton of removal in this seal pool, so it just didn't really come together in this game. So
yeah, it's weird how it like does that sometimes, where you just randomly get all the things you want exactly when you want it. And in some games, you see what you want, but you don't see it when you want it, and then you just get hosed.
Yeah. I definitely missing the shard play was a big deal. It's such a good card, especially with Tangle Sprout. Like it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
It's better than good Guardian in that way, but
yeah, I know. We were having a Tangle Sprout group party at the beginning.
You were winning on that one because I had to trade down on my Groots, and I was like, man, I'm not happy about that, but I don't really know what else to do because I don't have another good removal. I mean, this deck is really combat removal based or redact, or Venom Chalice is a removal card.
Yeah,
I see it, and I do like Venom Chalice a lot. I think it's
a
really good
you
card.
either trade down or you just chump for life, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So yeah,
yeah.
Well, I appreciate the game, man. Thank you. Help me get to the end.
Yeah, no problem.
So I appreciate it. But
yeah,
we'll get some more games.
No, it was fun. Yeah, I hope so. I was hoping to see you in the Invitational. It's one of the reasons why I signed up. I was like, maybe I get to play Neil and Jesse. I don't think I've ever played. I think this is the first game we've ever played against each other.
Oh, really?
And I don't know that I've ever played Neil. Yeah.
Huh. You're talking about which Invitational are you talking about? The Great Viking Games
the one that's going on right now.
Oh, the League qualifier. Got it. I got it. Oh yeah, the qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always play in our own tournaments. It's kind of important. So we might get paired up.
Yeah.
You never know. I'm
I'm 1-1 now. So
if I win the next one, then maybe. But it's gonna be a hard task. I got a tough opponent this week. So
yeah, I beat Casey Kidd and lost to Carl. So.
I mean, you beat the one guy that you got to worry about the most. That's Casey Kidd. But I am playing a fun deck in this tournament. I have a half that's really good, and an experimental half going with it just to see how it goes. So,
mine's kind of a serious deck, but I'd say it's kind of like what you're talking about with your Forge Seal Mantis, where it's probably like tier 1.5.
Yeah,
where it's probably not going to take down a tournament, but it's really strong.
Yeah, I'm playing with Forge Seal Mantis deck, but I paired it with a Betrayer Djinn, Wolfstar Djinn.
Oh yeah,
I just want to make a big Wolfstar Gin at one point in this tournament. That's all I'm asking for.
Does it at least have a ferocious roar or something to give it
No,
breakthrough?
no, nothing that can really make it really punch.
Man.
But I've got other things in the deck that have lots of breakthroughs. So I can still Oak Fathers into Darkforge Strained Oak Fathers and things like that. So it's just the Gin just as another big body you have to deal with on top of having big breakthrough creatures to deal with. So you can kind of overwhelm.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, that's the idea, but it hasn't worked out so far. I think I've played 2 games with that deck in general, and I'm 0-2 on it. So I think it's that half's not probably very good, unfortunately. But
yeah, it's probably just not good with with how you paired it.
Yeah. I think the concept is interesting in general, but it doesn't necessarily work the way you want it to. It's really hard to put together. So
I think figuring out how to give it breakthrough or stealth or something would probably go a long way to.
Well, my regular pairing, the serious pairing, has a camouflage drake on the purple side, and then it has all the Oakfather breakthrough on the other side. So that's the much better card in general there. So
yeah, I was just talking about like the Wolfstar Gin, because the thing I figured out is just having big dudes isn't always a winning strategy.
Card advantage though, for sure. And then with it gives you some extra value out of like you wait till the right timing, which is generally either cycle 2 or cycle 3, to use your Forge Seal Mantis for value. And if you don't win the game there, sometimes you have really no good use for second Forge Seal, second Mantis when they come through, but the Gin gives you another out for using those. So it's, at least you get some play if you kind of get a wonky hand, but it just hasn't materialized the way I thought it would. So it's just sometimes the way the cards go.
Yeah. Yeah. And part of it may just be finding the right Forge Seal Mantis to go with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this Forge Seal Mantis is pretty good. It's got a lot of the tools. The only thing it doesn't have that is in comparison to the Ultimate Championship winning version of the Dark Forge Drain deck is it doesn't.
Krogius.
There's no Krogius in that deck either. It doesn't have the Primal Surge. That's the only card it doesn't have, but all the rest of it is almost a pretty close to a mirror of what was in those other decks. So,
are you talking about like Core's deck?
Yeah, Core's Ultimate Championship winning decks, the one that won Ultimate Championship Indy in Denver.
Yeah.
So, but I have fun playing with Dark Forge Drain. I just think it's dorky and fun, and
that's what I brought to the qualifier.
Oh, really?
It's so I used the Steel Rosetta, and the Inspire is on the Dark Forge Drain.
Sweet.
And so then I can cycle 3 Dark Forge Drain on my Krogius, and I get like 60-60 Krogius going all the time.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
In the storyline event, I had turn 2, cycle 2 twice. In the storyline event of Gen Con, I had a 47 plus attack Oakfather.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to win.
That's
how
I
lose. I lost the game that way to Trey. He just had a more aggressive plan than me, so he was able to burn me out just enough, and that was that. But but end of the day, it was fun. Those are fun games.
Yeah, that's how I beat Casey Kidd round 1. He had a Krogius, and I had a 34-20 something Oakfather.
Yeah.
So my Oakfather was actually bigger than his Krogius, and we were just racing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So I ended up squeaking it out.
I appreciate you coming on stream tonight and playing with me. So I'm gonna
it was fun.
Close the stream out. go to bed for the night. But I appreciate you, man.
It's 10 o'clock.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully we can play some games soon.
Yep. That sounds good, Rusty.
More games. Yeah.
We'll catch you later.
Appreciate the time.
All right, everybody. That's it. You got to watch me lose a game. And we are wrapping up stream. We got there. So thanks to Billy Bad Aim Rusty for coming on and playing a game with me on live, and you got to hear us chat back and forth about that game. We'll try to get some more game coverage going. Obviously, in an ideal scenario, we'd have 2 Shuffle Bus qualifier games up on the stream every night. That's what we'd prefer, is to cover 2 Shuffle Bus games. Didn't work out that way this week, but that's totally fine. And yeah, for those of you that are in the Shuffle Bus, have till Sunday night to get your game in. Yeah, the bear got close for sure, Rusty. It definitely did. And then we will be back. Oh, let's see. It'll be next Wednesday. Brain not working. We'll be back next Wednesday. Neil should be back by then. Hopefully he's feeling better by then. Obviously, good luck to everybody that's still got games at Digitized Dust Up. We'll be playing the Fifth Cycle guys. Again, that video will go out to our YouTube channel instead of our live stream this week. And then I just want to thank Casey Kidd and Core from the Forgeborn Finishing School for putting that event on. I don't know what the final number is for the raise, but I mean I know we were over $1,300 last time I checked. That's absolutely incredible from such a small community to get so passionately involved in this and doing something meaningful. I have had a blast, and I hope we get to do it again. But yeah, so I will be back next week at same channel, same time, same place, and hopefully Neil will be joining me and feeling better. So thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic night. Go play some Solforge this weekend. Enjoy the fall weather. I'll do all those great things. We'll see you soon. Take care.